An airplane was about to crash. There were 4 passengers on board, but only 3 parachutes. The first passenger, Joe Biden, said, "I am the president of the USA, the greatest president, the most intelligent president. My brain is so big, really big, and I'm making America great again. I am the smartest president in American history. So, my people don't want me to die." He took the first parachute and jumped out of the plane. The second passenger said, "I am Angela Merkel, the German chancellor. The EU and my own country need somebody sensible to keep order. It's really better for the world that I live." She took the second parachute and jumped out. The third passenger was Pope Francis. He turned to the fourth passenger, a 10-year-old schoolboy. "My son, I am old and don't have many years left. My health isn't wonderful. You have more years ahead, so you take the last parachute." The little boy said, "That's okay, Your Holiness, but there's a parachute left for you." The Pope asked him, "But how?" The kid replied, "Actually, America's smartest president took my school bag."
A husband and wife were having dinner at a fine restaurant when an absolutely stunning young woman comes over to their table, gives the husband a big kiss, tells him she'll see him later, and walks away. His wife glares at him and says, "Who was that?" "Oh," replies the husband, "that was my side chick." The wife says, "That's it. I want a divorce." "I understand," replies her husband. "But remember, if you get a divorce, there will be no more shopping trips to Paris, no wintering in the Caribbean, no Lexus in the garage, and no more country club. But the decision is yours." Just then, the wife notices a mutual friend entering the restaurant with a gorgeous woman on his arm. "Who's that woman with Jim?" she asks. "That's his side chick," replies her husband. "Oh," says the wife, "ours is prettier." A woman once wanted to test if her husband really loved her or not. She decided to write him a letter, saying she was tired of him and didn't want to live with him anymore. She knew it was childish, but she wanted to know how her husband felt. After writing the letter, she put it on the table in the bedroom and then hid herself under the bed. When the husband eventually came back home, he saw the letter on the table and read it. After a few moments of silence, he picked up the pen and added something to the letter. Then he started to get changed, whistling happy tunes and dancing. He seemed overjoyed. The woman was really shocked. The husband then grabbed his phone and dialed a number. "Hey babe," said the husband into the phone. "I'm just getting changed now. I'll join you in a bit." As for the other fool, she finally realized I was cheating on her. I didn't even like her at all. I'm glad she left. Now you and I can finally be together. He hung up and walked out of the room. After some time, the wife heard the front door close. Her husband was gone. She came out from under the bed and started crying, thinking about how her husband could do this to her. She then decided to at least read the letter. Through her teary eyes, she read, "I could see your feet under the bed, you idiot. I'm going out to buy bread."
4 friends meet 30 years after school. One goes to the toilet while the other 3 start to talk about how successful their sons have become. Friend number 1 says, "My son studied economics, became a banker, and is so rich that he gave his best friend a Ferrari." Friend number 2 adds, "My son became a pilot, started his own airline, and became so rich that he gave his best friend a jet." Friend number 3 chimes in, "My son became an engineer, started his own development company, and became so rich that he built his best friend a castle." Friend number 4 returns from the toilet and asks, "What's the buzz about?" The others tell him, "We're talking about how successful our sons have become. What about your son? Did he do well too?" Friend number 4 replies, "Well, my son is gay and works as a stripper at a gay bar." The other 3 respond, "Oh, that must be very disappointing for you. You must wish he had done better than that." But friend number 4 disagrees. No, he's doing just fine. In fact, last week was his birthday, and he received a Ferrari, a jet, and a castle from 3 of his boyfriends. A teacher once asks the kids in class, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" A student named Adam said, "I want to be an engineer. I want to build things." The teacher said, "That's great. I hope you achieve it." Another student named Mike said, "I want to be a doctor. I want to help the people who are sick." The teacher said, "That's just wonderful. I hope that you succeed in this." Little Johnny, a legendary student, says, "I want to be a billionaire when I grow up. And then I will go to the most expensive clubs, take the best bitch, give her a Ferrari worth over $1 million, an apartment in Copacabana, a mansion in Paris, a jet to travel through Europe, an infinite Visa card, and make love to her 3 times a day." The teacher, shocked and not believing and not knowing the answer of the child, decides not to give importance to what he said, and then continues the lesson by asking the calm and polite student named Tanya, "And what about you, Tanya?" Tanya hilariously replied, "I want to be Johnny's bitch." A husband is at home watching a football game when his wife interrupts, "Honey, could you fix the light in the hallway? It's been flickering for weeks now." He looks at her and says angrily, "Do I look like an electrician?" The wife then said, "Well then, could you fix the fridge door? It won't close right." To which he replied, "Fix the fridge door? Do I look like a repairman to you?" "Fine," she says. "Then could you at least fix the steps to the front door? They're about to break." "Fix the steps? Do I look like a carpenter?" The husband then angrily went out of the house. After wondering for a few hours, he felt guilty and decided to go back home. As he walks into the house, he notices the steps are already fixed. As he enters the house, he sees the hall light is working. As he goes to get a beer, he notices the fridge door is fixed. "Honey, how'd this all get fixed?" he asked. The wife said, "Well, when you left, I sat outside and cried. Just then, a nice young man asked me what was wrong, and I told him. He offered to do all the repairs, and all I had to do was either sleep with him or bake him a cake." The husband asked, "So what kind of cake did you bake him?" She replied, "Do I look like a baker to you?"